Hey team, hope you're doing awesome. Just a quick one today. We're talking about fruit, okay? And this has come up a couple of times this week with some of our online clients that I've been talking to saying, yeah, I'm going really good with my food. I've been eating lots of fruit instead of, XYZ, which they were having before. And that's great, but it brings up the question of, is fruit actually what you should be having, okay? And how much and which types and all those kind of things, because we've been conditioned from a very young age, right? Mostly by our mums, right? I think anyway, that fruit's good, we should eat more fruit, etc., etc. And that's great advice, especially for kids. But if you're an adult trying to lose 20 or 30 kilos of body fat, it's a bit of a different story, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first things first, is fruit good for you? When it comes to anything with food, it's always like, who are you? What are you trying to achieve? Because everybody is different, and this one size fits all advice just doesn't really work, okay? So if you're trying to lose a bunch of weight, the short answer is no, it's not the first thing you should be having. Is it better than a lot of other things? Absolutely. Do you get some great vitamins and minerals from different fruits? Absolutely. Okay, so I'm not saying fruit should be avoided at all costs, but if you're trying to lose weight, you shouldn't be having too much, and you should be selecting the right types, okay? So two things here. One, if you are carrying a lot of body fat that you want to get rid of, it means that you are, to one degree or another, what's called insulin resistant, okay? Now, when insulin is high in our bloodstream, we can't burn fat very effectively, okay? That's the first thing we need to know. So what produces insulin in our bloodstream? It's high blood sugar, okay? So if you're eating foods that are high in sugars, high in carbs in general, you're going to elevate your blood sugar. If you're insulin resistant, your body will pump a whole bunch of insulin into your bloodstream. If you're sensitive to insulin, like the majority of people who are leaner, okay, lower body fat, that means your body only produces a little bit of insulin and uses it really effectively because you're sensitive to it, okay? But if you have a bunch of body fat to lose, it means you're not sensitive, you're resistant, okay? So hopefully this makes sense. So in other words, what we need to be doing is limiting our carbohydrate intake to get optimal fat loss results. Can you lose fat by eating a bunch of fruit and other things in carbohydrates? Absolutely, as long as you calorie restrict, but you're going to find it very challenging, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of cravings because your blood sugar levels are going to be skyrocketing and plummeting all the time, okay? Which is where we get cravings, okay, from a lack of stable blood sugar. So here's the lowdown, okay, because I'm on my morning walk and I know you're probably busy, so let's keep it brief. So fruit is okay, yes, you get a lot of vitamins and minerals, but some are better than others, okay? So for example, a strawberry, okay, or 100 grams of strawberries, if you think of it that way, has 1/3 of the carbohydrates of 100 grams of banana, okay, for example. So if you're having fruit, stick with the berries, okay? They're far better for someone trying to lose weight, trying to lose fat, than your more citrusy, mangoes, strawberries, apples, bananas, grapes also, those kind of things, okay? And part of those sugars is a sugar called fructose, okay? So where fruit gets its name from, because it's got a lot of the sugar fructose in it. Now, when fructose is high, that's also not good for burning fat. So last tip on eating fruit is before and after workouts, avoid it, okay? And have it at other times of the day, okay? And that's really, really simple. And it also wouldn't be your first meal of the day if you're trying to lose fat, all right? You want to keep the carbs to an absolute minimum the first meal of the day, and that's going to help your body and your hormones throughout the day maintain a much more stable blood sugar level and avoid cravings, and it's going to help your fat loss goals. Okay, so any questions, post them below. All right, but if you're trying to lose fat, carbs need to be kept to a minimum, and you reintroduce them more and more later as you get leaner and leaner. Okay, and remember, when it comes to nutrition, avoid those blanket things like this is good, this is bad, etc., etc., because it's more complicated than that. Alrighty, so hopefully that helps, guys. Rip in, achieve some goals. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.